Senator Ernst, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, General Cotton, for being here today, as well as Marcia. Thank you very much for joining us. And I enjoyed visiting with you in the office. We covered a lot of really great topics important to the defense of our nation. And just a few questions here in this committee. The 2018 National Defense Strategy Commission had determined that the United States might struggle to win or perhaps even lose a war with China over Taiwan. This has been a big concern of ours, especially in recent months. Do you agree that the president must have flexible nuclear options to prevent conventional defeat at the hands of our adversaries in this particular scenario?
I do.
Okay, and I appreciate that. And I know that a number of my colleagues have already brought up having a nuclear deterrence, theater nuclear forces in Asia. So I won't go through that again, but I just want to state that I do think it is important that we have those capabilities abroad, especially in that region, considering the scenario that we have seen through the 2018 National Defense Strategy and what we see occurring just in the daily news. So I just want to emphasize my support for making sure that we have the capabilities necessary if we should ever need those present in the Indo-PACOM. Chairman Milley and Vice Chairman Grady also wrote in June that continued modernization and expansion of the ground-based mid-course defense system is critical to defend the homeland from North Korean missiles. Do you agree that we must expand? There's a lot of talk about modernization, but do you agree that we must expand, not merely modernize, homeland missile defense to actually make sure that we're putting in check rogue nations like North Korea?
Senator, thank you for the question. You know, I think when we talk about missile defense, especially with the not only rogue nations, but now with two adversaries, near-peer adversaries that have different capacities and capabilities, I would agree that for the protection of the homeland, more options is better than less.
Yes, more options are better, and I know that we do receive pushback every once in a while on this idea that we need to expand and modernize, and it is extremely costly. And just to emphasize to our fabulous American citizens that Jim Mattis, the way he phrased this in the past is, America can afford survival. I think it's very important that we continue to look at ways that we can expand and modernize. And would you also agree that the capability to destroy hard and deeply buried targets actually enhances our deterrence by denying that our adversary doesn't have sanctuary from U.S. nuclear deterrence?
I would agree.
Yes, and can you think of examples where we might need to look into that further?
Senator, thank you for the question. I think there's opportunities for us to understand what technologies are available that can give us potentially nuclear or conventional that can get after hard and deeply buried targets. Mm-hmm. And if confirmed, I would love to lead the charge and be an advocate in understanding that.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. And do you agree that we should sustain the B-83 bomb until we have a suitable replacement?
I think that we need to be able to have an opportunity to provide options, and if that's taken off the table, then we no longer have an option to provide.
Yeah, thank you. I do appreciate that as well. And then, of course, the president extended New START for 5 years when he assumed office. In your opinion, in your best military opinion, are U.S. strategic arms constraints prudent given China's nuclear breakout, which is they are not party to the treaty, and Russia's arsenal of non-strategic nuclear weapons, which are unaccounted for by the treaty?
Senator, I think whatever agreement or treaty that we could do to prevent proliferation is good, with a caveat that it incorporates every aspect of what the signing agreement would be. So what I mean by that are, weapons that are currently not seen as strategic weapons need to be added to that calculus. But any agreement or treaty that would prevent proliferation across the globe, I am for.
Okay, thank you for your answers, and I do appreciate the opportunity to sit down with you in the office the other day, and look forward to hearing more from you. I as well, growing up in Southwest Iowa, I also have been known to call it Strategic Air Command. So, with you, but thank you very much for your time today, General.
Thank you, Senator.